Right, so here's a wee tip, right? Get these stupid fucking crocodile ends, right? Keep spinning, right? Get a fucking jack underneath it, and dugga dugga dugga, a dugga dugga dugga, a dugga dugga dugga. Sometimes my genius is almost frightening. Right, now we're back down at the unit. We've got a lot of work to be doing, so I'm not going to kind of waffle on much. We're just going to get stuck in. Before we crack on, a few things worth mentioning. I hope you can hear me today because it's absolutely bucketing it down rain, and the rain is just like it's hitting off the roof. I think because it's made of tin, it just makes an absolute rocket. But yeah, the weather's been not too bad recently. It's just today that's just been really bad. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk you through a few new parts to go on as well. Obviously, to go on with the steering rack and things like that. And also we've got the wishbones cleaned up, also got the new radiator to go on as well. That's been fully refurbished, things like that. I'll kind of show you that as well, because that'll probably be for another video. But the main focus of today's video is getting the car finished off. I mean, like, as far as the subframe goes anyway. So the subframe is mounted up, everything's obviously torqued down. Need to also install the new bushes, put the wishbones back on, and all that kind of stuff. So I think enough waffling, let's get started. Right, on the new workbench we've got, here is the wishbone. Obviously the other one is obviously over there. That's obviously all been cleaned up as well as this one. But obviously we've got another budget to go on as well, because when I first got the car I only replaced the one side, so all I do is just throw this one onto this side. I'll show you how to do that as well, because obviously I take this thing home, well, the old one home, to get the this wee collar off. Because on the alloy wishbones they come with these little kind of cone things here, and these can sometimes become seized onto the old ball joints, so I'd obviously take the old one home and get it separated. And now here, like I said, I'm not sure you can see very well because obviously there's no lights at the moment. So anyway, what we have here is obviously these are the new subframe rack bushes. I'm not sure you can see very well, but they're absolutely spanking new, and obviously the old ones are absolutely had it. I mean, it even has a hole in it, as you can, I'm not sure you can see that very well on camera, but yeah, it's got a hole in it as well. And obviously there is the new one, no holes at all. So that should make the steering a lot better. All the brackets have been cleaned up as well, so it should be good. So I think first thing we're going to do is get this ball joint on, and then obviously we're going to install the steering rack, which obviously I've cleaned up and things like that as well. So let's crack on. Right, I've only kind of semi-tightened it for now. When it's on the car, I'll make sure it's properly tight. So now that's done, we're moving on to the steering rack. Now, I'm sorry for the last video, I didn't really do much in-depth telling you how to remove it, but it's pretty simple. Yeah, the reinstall is pretty much the same as the removal kind of thing, so it's not too bad. So, without further ado, let's get the steering rack on. Another thing worth mentioning before we crack on, for anyone that's doing this themselves, obviously when installing these new bushes, they've got these little kind of selector pins, which obviously go through the brackets. Just obviously so you don't get the wrong way around, and obviously so when these are on the car, obviously on the steering rack, they're secure and they're obviously not moving about. So just a wee heads up before you put it on as well. It's pretty obvious, you can see it there. Right, this is basically where we are. We've got the subframe kind of half mounted in place. Because the plan is, I'm going to leave this side unbolted down so I can get access. So basically, the problem I'm having here is, right, so I need to try and get these two power steering pipes into, obviously, the steering rack. Now, access is a bit kind of restricted, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. But basically, this is where we're at now. I'll report back when I get these pesky little power steering pipes in. But an update. Now, basically, what I have to do is kind of put one hand in behind the subframe. Obviously, hold the pipes that are. I'm just going to show you. Wiggle the pipes with my hand here. You can probably see my hand just here. So kind of wiggle it with my hand here. I'll use obviously my other hand to kind of try and nip them up here. Now, if you kind of take your time and you have patience, it's not too bad. So also we tip, like I said, you put kind of one hand behind the subframe and use one hand to try and nip them up here with your fingers. Then obviously you can go on with the spanner. So I'll be back in a minute once I've actually got these up, and then we'll crack on with the rest. Right, that's those power steering pipes tightened up. It is so awkward trying to get in there, I'll tell you. But in case anyone's wondering the sizes, because they're actually both two different sizes, the sizes are a 15 and 18mm spanner. Like I said, it's really awkward. I'm sure there's easier ways to do this, but this is the way I've known to do it because I've never done this before. So, just in case anyone's wondering, this is just the way I'm doing it. I mean, like I said, I've never done this before, so it is what it is. I'm going to bolt the steering rack back up now, and then we can move on to the rest. So, I'm going to crack on with that. Right, that's steering rack on. Not gonna lie, it's actually quite awkward. I mean, those little pipes for the power steering, what a pain in the arse. Right, that's nearly all the way on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten up this bolt here, I'm not sure you can see it on camera very well. But yeah, that bolt right there, that's the pinch bolt. Now it's a 12mm, and what I'm going to do is, I'm going to hold it, because as you can see, there's still some movement here. So I'm going to use one hand to hold it all the way up while I tighten this bolt, just so it's obviously on properly and things like that. As there's also movement, so I'm going to hold this up here, tighten this bolt, and we're good to go. So, work smart, not hard. Also, I'm doing something a little bit different on the channel. I'm not sure if you noticed, but basically what I'm doing, I'm not really recording the boring stuff, like me tightening stuff up and things like that. I will get a couple shots of me doing things like that, just to get an idea of what to do if you're doing this yourself. But apart from that, I'm just going to get into the good stuff, if that makes sense. Like, when the new stuff's on, and when things look good, rather than me struggling with things and making an arse of myself. Don't worry. There will be videos of me doing that though, don't worry. But anyway, where we're at the moment is the pinch bolt for the steering rack's tightened up. I need to double check the steering rack bush mounts as well. Make sure they're nice and tight. We need to connect up the throttle and ends. Now, I was going to buy brand new ones, but I'm well, money's a bit tight once, so I'm going to wait. There's no rush for them. So I'm probably going to replace them at a later date with white line ones, which are uprated ones. Same with the ball joints, mind you, they're brand new, so that'll be fine. So yeah, next thing is I'm going to tighten up, I'm going to do the subframe mount bushes, throttle ends, wishbones. So without further ado, let's get started. Right, so here's a wee tip, right? Get these stupid fucking throttle ends, right? Keep spinning, right? Get a fucking jack underneath it, and dugga dugga dugga, a dugga dugga dugga, a dugga dugga dugga. Sometimes my genius is almost frightening. Right, next job, we've got throttle ends bolted on. Next job is the alloy wishbones. Now, obviously they've got brand new drop links on it, brand new ball joints, all that good stuff. So there's no second-hand crap on it. So we're going to put them on next. So we're actually kind of say we're nearly done, but so after the wishbones are done, I'm not too sure what to do next. We've also got the power steering fluid to put in, make sure that's okay, and just and the H&R sway bars. Now, they're in the boot, so we're going to put them on the back, the front and the back. We'll see how we go on. So, without further ado, let's get started. Right, I think while I'm installing these wishbones, I thought I'd give everyone a few tips. A few tips actually I learned when I was first doing these, and that is, right now, basically, as you're slotting these wishbones on, you can have it at an angle somewhere downwards like that, and make sure you hook this bush. I'm not sure you can see very well on camera, but you can hook it underneath the subframe, which is kind of around about here, or whatever it is. Hook this bush under there first, while you're kind of putting it in, while you're putting it in this end, because I found when I first did this, I had this end in, then I had to drop it again to get this kind of bit here, or under there, obviously underneath this kind of bit here. So, just a wee heads up for anyone else is doing this themselves. I learned along the way, so I like to help other people out as well. So, with that being said, I'm going to crack on with this. Obviously, the ball joint goes in there, obviously everything's greased up. All the bolts are nice and greased up, so obviously in the future, if I do this again, it'll be a lot easier. Obviously all the wishbones are nice and clean as well. So with that being said, I'm going to crack on with this. I'll be back in a minute. Right, now we're getting somewhere. It's a bit of a pain in the arse doing it, to be honest. It's like, there's some things like, I don't know, like, getting things lined up, things like that is quite annoying, but it's on. Like I said, it's not hard doing things, I guess, but yeah, you just have to take your time, have some patience, and you can do anything you want, really. So that's the passenger side wishbone on. I'm going to crack over the other side. I'm not really going to show you the other side because it's quite cramped on that side. There's not much room, so you won't really see much anyway. The car will just be in the road, really. So I'll show you what the side looks like. It's quite nice. I mean, it's nice to see everything clean and looking presentable and all done properly, if you know what I mean. So I'll show you this, and I'm going to crack on the other side, and then after we do the wishbones, I think we're going to put on the front H&R sway bar. Now, I was going to put on the rear one today, but I'm not too sure if I will. The front one is a 22mm one, whereas the standard one is 19mm. I've got the bushes in the back, I've got everything we need. The bushes I've got, they're second-hand ones. They're in okay condition, so they're not really needing replaced. So I'll probably get away with them for now. So yeah, I think we're good. So I'm going to crack on with our side, and I'll be back in a minute. But anyway, where we're at the moment is that other wishbone's nearly on. Then after that, I think I'm going to put in some power steering fluid, put in the sway bar, the H&R one, and then that's about it. I'll tell you one thing, right? I don't know what it is, right? Every time I sit down to do something, right, I've got all the tools in the world around me, right? But I don't have the one tool that I need. Literally, car guy life. It's a nightmare. Right, here's the sway bar that's going on the front. Obviously, these are just the normal kind of bushes. I will be upgrading them at some point, but this is just what we got for now. Well, the brackets were painted ages ago. Now, this is what's going on the rear. Now, these are white line rear anti-roll. Sorry, white line rear anti-roll bar brackets. Sorry. Now, it's a lot stronger than standard. Got brand new bushes in there. If I can, once I've done this and got the front down, things like that, I'll probably put the one on the back. We'll see how we go on first. So, I think for now, we're going to get this 22mm H&R sway bar on the front, and then we'll just see how it goes. Anyway, so let's crack on. Right, I think we're very nearly done. That's the H&R 21mm front roller pretty much on now. All the drop links are tightened up. Oh yeah, and also the sway bar is on the right way around this time. Because I'm not sure what stuff there's to do actually. We need to top up the power steering fluid. We're gonna get the car on the ground to make sure everything's okay. Also make sure that wheel is sitting properly as well, because obviously I should have mentioned in my last video, it wasn't sitting properly because obviously the old subframe was deformed. Which actually, on that note, I'll show you what it looks like. Here's the old subframe. Now as you see, this bit's all bent, and this bit here doesn't look right either, to be honest. I mean, it looks bent, and that look like someone's actually welded that, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it looks absolutely terrible. You can see why I changed it, to be honest. But yeah, there's something about this thing that just doesn't look right at all. I mean, I don't think that's supposed to be like that, but also that's bent, and it looks terrible. So yeah, that's going straight to the bin. That's scrap. That's no use for man or beast. So, you know, yeah, it's quite happy with what I've done today. Like I said, I think what I'm doing now is just put the car on the ground and see how it sits. So, I'll be back in a minute. Right, I've done some final checks. Everything's good. Also, we put the power steering fluid in. Gave the steering full lock both ways. No leaks at all, so I'm happy with that. No funny noises either, really. I've gone up the car, checked everything's tight, made some double checks, and everything's fine. I'm actually really happy with the day. I mean, it's been pretty frustrating in some ways, like that. Was it the pinch bolt and all that? It has been a pretty frustrating day, to be honest. I mean, I haven't really been that much in the mood today, but I came here and thought stuff needs to be done, so it's got done. Right, so I think the plan is for now, we're going to get the wheels on, drop the car, see how it sits, make sure the hand's wrong, and then we'll probably wrap the video up after that. So, let's crack cracking. Right, that's her eventually back down on the ground. Now, this is where I need your input and your opinion as well. Now, when I first got the car, the passenger side wheel, my illusion was that the passenger side wheel sat further out than the other side. It could be just me, I don't know, but I'll let you decide. So, here's what it looks like now it's back on the ground. See, like I said, I'll let you make your own mind up about it, but I think it's fine. I think all along it's maybe just moving paranoid, to be honest. But I mean, especially considering what happened to the car prior to me owning it, I mean, it's pretty obvious I was gonna get paranoid. But anyway, that about wraps up this video. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you what you might be seeing in the next video. Now, as you all know, this is the new radiator that's going in the car. It's been fully refurbished. It's been stripped down, cleaned, all brand new clips, bolts, everything's been done properly. Now, the reason I'm putting this one on, and this is a standard one, I'm pretty sure this one's leaking at the bottom. Plus, this one had one fan on it, which I'll can't show you because it's raining outside and don't my camera getting wet. But basically, the fan was knackered. Now, and there's only one fan as well. So we've got two here, a better radiator obviously because it's not leaking or anything like that. So also got a new thermostat to go on. I think in the next video I'm going to put on the rear H&R sway bar because it's getting late. I need to leave soon, so that's probably what you'll expect in the next video. Yeah, I think to sum up this video today, I'm really happy with what I've done today. It's gone okay, it's been frustrating and all the rest of it. Like I said, I'll need to get a pinch bolt for that side of the car. It shit happens when you're doing cars, doesn't matter. Anyway, so as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.